near that announcement. How can you do that?
Okay, so on Thursday, February 14th, today's Thursday, I believe. So that's exactly 2 weeks now. I'm going to go live on Facebook. My Facebook is Dr. Umar Ifatunde, Ifatunde. That's my Yoruba last name that was given to me. So Dr. Umar Ifatunde on Facebook and on Instagram at Dr. Umar Johnson. I'm going to go live simultaneously on both. And I'm going to announce the location of the first Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy. Ultimately, we got to have schools all over the country, all over the world, right? So this is just one of many to come, God willing, right? And ancestral supporting. So that's what I'm going to do. Now, when you go to Facebook, you got to make sure you're on the right page, because my detractors and enemies have created fake pages of mine. So you got people emailing people thinking they're talking to Dr. Umar and they're not. I only got one page, but if you search my name, 20 will pop up. The only page that I have is Dr. Umar Ifatunde, and it has about 393,000 followers. Instagram, I have 407,000 followers. 407,000 followers. That's how you know you got the right person. Also, if any of your parents or listeners need a one-on-one consultation with me, they need to talk to me about their kid, they need to look at the report, they can always email me, drumarjohnson@yahoo.com, or my website, drumarjohnson.com, or they can text my cell phone. I give my own number out. I've been doing it for years because my life is the liberation. And my cell phone number is 215-989-9858. I'm going to repeat it. 215-989-9858. They can text me on that. They can email me through the website, email me directly. Also, allow me to let your listening audience know, in case they want to come, that I have 2 speaking events I'll be doing in Black History Month. One is in the Bronx, New York City, the Bronx, boogie down. I've never been to the Bronx. I've been all through Brooklyn, all through Queens, all through Harlem, never been to the Bronx. Finally getting to the Bronx. I will be speaking at St. Helena's Church, 1315 Olmsted Avenue in the Bronx, New York, on Sunday, February 17th. Sunday, February the 17th in the Bronx, New York City at 5 o'clock. The very next Saturday, February the 23rd, I'll be speaking in Hamden, Connecticut. Hamden, Hamden, Connecticut. Saturday, February the 23rd, and I believe that is a 4 p.m. program. Okay? So if anybody wants to come to the Bronx on Sunday the 17th of February, or Connecticut Saturday the 23rd of February, they can go to drumarjohnson.com and buy the tickets. They can also get them at the door. For all of my events, all children 17 and younger are free. So it's no need for them not to be there. I can't stand when mothers and fathers come to my lectures by themselves. But you got 3 teenagers. They need to be there and hear this and get this so we can wake their lazy asses up. And elders 65 and older are free. They don't need no tickets whatsoever. Everybody else can get the tickets online, tickets at the door. Bronx in Connecticut is going down. And Bronx is 3 days after I make my announcement.
Right.
So that's going to be amazing.
Big
yeah.
Brother Umar, anything else?
Nah. This is the last thing I want to say. Because a lot of people will hear this and say, damn, do we have a chance? I mean, it sounds like, yes, we have a chance. There's an African proverb that says every time a new African baby is born, that's a message from God that he hasn't given up on us yet. Or she hasn't given up on us yet. So every time you see a new baby, that means God still got faith in us that we can fix this. We are the chosen people. It ain't about being no Hebrew. It ain't about being no Jew. We're the first seed. We're the first child. The Bible says, blessed be the firstborn. We're the firstborn of the Almighty. God gave us the richest piece of land, Africa. God gave us the most intelligent people. God gave us melanin with the same color as the universe. We're the chosen ones. It's not a coincidence that you lived through a millennium. You're about to live through 400 years. You live through another century. You live through certain eclipses you ain't seen yet. This last one we just had, we ain't seen another one since the August 21st, 2017 eclipse. If you look at the universe, God is sending us every message he can. He's sending us every message we can, saying, listen, get y'all shit together. The problem is we've been taught by slavery and exploitative black preachers that we got to wait on the Lord to come and get us. Everybody praying for the Lord. No, the Lord ain't coming to get you. The Lord gave you everything you need to free yourself. God don't work for black people. God works through black people.
Good word, good word. Sonia, anything for the good doctor?
You know what? I wish he was here when I had my my men's panel. Last year, I had a group of men here, counsel, let people out in the community, and the topic was the lack of black love in the hood. I get it, I got it. Boyfriend, baby daddy just got out of jail. P.O. said you gotta get a job. Baby mama couldn't even wait for him to get his foot out the door. She told me, I want my money. I didn't even have a place to stay, but I get it. Let me sell some drugs a little bit just so I get some money. Shut her up. I got, I get
it's
that
hard.
stuff. But what happened was there was a shooting in Florida. Young lady had a baby in her hand, and she had mental issues, and the cops had shot her while she was holding her baby, killed her. Philly did a little march, and I missed it. I caught up with them at the library. I thought everybody was going to resume there, but they didn't. What happened was it was just a follow-up. So, they were talking about a lot of things, and they brought up the Florida thing, and I noticed and I asked that generally when we have these protesters and marches, it used to be men front line, women, children, somewhere. Now it's the ladies, and I was wondering, where are our black men? I get it, I got it, I don't condone y'all doing illegal stuff. Like I said, you got baby mama all up your behind, she got her finger all up. I get that part. But shy of that, where are the black men in the community? Why are we not finding a lot of them? They're drifting off like you were touching on. We got black men with white women and and what happened? So it came out. It came out kind of nice. It was, I tried to do a follow up. I had the ladies on. The topic on that one was, oh my God, it made me forget what it was. But are we bitter or are we misunderstood?
Both.
And only reason I say that because I was literally within blocks. I walked by and you can hear Becky. No disrespect, she was on the phone and she was.
So you said Becky?
Well, she was on the phone and oh my God. But this is as far as her conversation went. 2 blocks later, I lied to you now. I'm walking down the street. Why did I hear Rashima on the phone? Oh, no, you. And I'm like, why am I still listening to you 2 blocks later on the phone? So I'm like, wow, that was interesting. She was loud, but she was to herself. I get down here and I'm listening to her, and she's like, so I did that, and I asked, I had State Rep Morgan Cephas on, I had a lady from Delaware come on, a few other, and they didn't make it, and it was just asked, are we bitter? We just misunderstood, and then I had the youth come on and said, are you in a rush? Are they really in a rush to hug the grave? Because our youth were being shot, and there was a lot of YouTubes going on with us beating each other up, and everybody wanted to film it and thought it was cute and cool. And I'm like, do y'all really want to die? Like, what's going on with us?
I got a couple points, if I can.
Go ahead.
Point number 1. Apples don't fall far from trees. When I see kindergarten students competing over who got the best sneakers, who had more money spent on them for Christmas, you're not born with that. You learn it. When I see first graders calling each other ugly, you too black, you too yellow, your hair too nappy, your lips too, right? They weren't born with that. They learn it at home. We are breeding nigglets. That's exactly what we're doing. And we're raising killers. And nobody wants to admit it. Nobody wants to admit it. See, there's a myth that slavery destroyed the black family. Not true. We remain married all through slavery. Look at the statistics. You don't see a decline in 2-parent-headed households until 1970. And as we said earlier, what happened in 1970? The deindustrialization of the black community. In other words, they made the black man economically irrelevant to the black woman. Let me say it again. They made the black man economically irrelevant to the black woman. When they started locking up black men in the 70s and 80s, the black woman should have fought for her man to be liberated so he could come home to his family. So guess what the white man said? He said, we can't have the black man and black woman working together. We cannot allow the black man and the black woman to work together. So this is what we're going to do. When we lock his ass up, we're going to give her welfare. Not because we care about her or her kids, but we need her to not need to depend on him. So when we lock him up, we're going to give her food stamps. We're going to give her Section 8. We're going to give her aid to family with dependent children. We're going to give her health care. We're going to give her, the government, everything that a man normally provides. So this way, he's totally useless to the woman from an economic standpoint. And when he gets out of jail, she'll have her doctorate. She'll have her master's. She'll have her own business. She'll be working for the mayor. She's already been indoctrinated enough to not want to be bothered with the black man and instead will be looking for a white man. Let me say this. The black man is the only man in America. The black man is the only man in America whose woman does not need him to survive economically. He's the only man in America whose woman does not have to respect him in order to survive. He's the only man in America whose woman doesn't even have to talk to him before she makes a decision. We have been politically castrated, and we have been politically castrated and economically castrated. And the problem is that the government working with the black church, has convinced black women that this Holocaust, this economic Holocaust against black men is all about poor morals. This ain't about no damn morals. This is about dollars and cents. No man is in a rush to get married if he can't care for his family. You follow me? When men have jobs, weddings go up. When men don't have jobs, weddings go down. And the white feminist movement has convinced the black feminist movement, which shouldn't even exist because the black man ain't the black woman's problem. The white man is the black woman's problem. But see, so busy staring in his blue eyes, she can't tell that he's the perpetrator of all this, right? The white woman convinced the black woman to separate the black man's political predicament from his behavior. The white woman has convinced the black woman to separate the black man's economic reality from his behavior. So because they eliminate the fact that he can't find a job, all this to say he's just a bad person. He's not responsible. He don't want to do better. He's lazy. He just wants to rob and steal and sell dope. That ain't the case. Do we got some men who are degenerates? Of course. So do whites. So do Jews. So do Chinese. Degeneracy is not the product of any one people or culture. But they have convinced every black woman in Philadelphia that if the black man ain't doing right, it's because he ain't right. Criminals are not born. Criminals are made.
Wow.
They are made.
And they are. It's a social political construct.
It's a social. Let's go back 60 years in America. I'm just putting in my back end battery because I'm on Instagram Live, by the way.
Okay.
I got 750 people watching.
That's right.
Go back 60 years. Who were the drug dealers? Who was running the guns? Who had the gangs? Who was counterfeiting money? Who was selling the dope? I'll tell you who. Jews, Irish, Italians. What happened in 1940? The United States government decided to make Jews, Irish, and Italians white people. They were not considered white before 1940. Anybody can do their research. And then after they made them white, guess what they did? They gave them an economic stimulus package. They gave the Irish the police departments. They gave the Italians the fire departments. They gave the Jews the civil service jobs in all of your major metropolitan areas. I don't care if you in Philly, New York, Trenton, who own them city jobs and who decide who get married? Jewish Americans, right? Who gets the jobs? All we did was take over the criminal enterprise that ethnic Europeans left. Nobody said the Italians was born to sell dope. Nobody said the Irish was born to get drunk. Nobody said the Jews was born to sell the drugs. You follow what I'm saying? But soon when the black man sells the same drugs and dope that the Irish and the Jews were peddling, something's wrong with our DNA. We were born like this. We just have bad moral values. but y'all never said that about the Italians and the Irish. We're doing the same thing they did. The only difference is we can't be made white. We black forever. The only difference is they gave them an economic stimulus package. They've given us nothing. And that's why whenever you discuss black problems, if you notice, whenever you discuss black problems, they never want you to give them a history of the problem. Have you ever noticed when they had these conversations on TV? They said, well, slavery ended 153 years ago. Can we stop bringing that up? No, we can't. Because every problem black people got, slavery is the original catalyst. And then you bring up the civil rights era and Jim Crow and Willie Lynch. And guess what they say? That was 50 years ago. Can we stop talking about it? And guess what my answer is? Sure, we can stop talking about it as soon as you tell European Jews to stop bringing up Hitler's Holocaust, because that also was over 50 years ago. So if the Jews can talk about their Holocaust every day, all day, and produce 3 movies a year about it, I can talk about mine. What's good for the Jew is good for the African.
Guess you heard that one.
Look, we gonna thank you because you have
No problem. Thank y'all.
Been
I'm hyped. February 14th. February 14th. I don't know what time I'm gonna go live. I'm gonna just pop on. I'm gonna announce it the day before though.
Okay.
A part of me says go live at midnight. Part of me says go live around noon. Another part of me says go live at 5 when everybody coming from whatever the spirit just dropped. But it will be February 14th. Disaster strikes.
And one more time.
Sure.
People who want to follow you,
yes,
on social media, give your contact.
Yes, if they want to follow me on social media, drumarjohnson.com. You can email me, drumarjohnson@yahoo.com. Instagram and Twitter at Dr. Umar Johnson. That's Instagram and Twitter, DRUMAR Johnson at Yahoo. Facebook, I use a different last name, only for Facebook, Dr. Umar Ifatunde. Go to the website, drumarjohnson.com. Please donate to the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy. Checks and money orders payable to FDMG Academy to P.O. Box 6872, Philadelphia 19132. It's been 400 years. It's been 400 years. This year, we're going to fix it. I'm claiming it. This year, we gonna fix it. And anybody who wants to help me fix it, I will be hosting some meetings in February and March. I don't have them set yet, but I'll let you guys know so y'all can help announce. Free meetings where people can come and we can talk about what we can do to make the world better, make our communities better without no handouts from the white man. One of the problems I got when I go to these meetings in Philadelphia, these political meetings to deal with drugs, deal with gangs, deal with violence, deal with homelessness, deal with unemployment. You know what the first thing that gets brought up? How can we get some funding from the government? Black people spend $2 trillion a year. Black people spend $2 trillion. You got Chinese people who can't even speak English, waiting in Shanghai and Beijing with a one-way ticket on the cheapest airline they could find to the quickest black ghetto in America. And once they get here, they're going to get so rich off black folks, they're going to put every Chinese child they got through college. What the hell you mean we poor? If we're poor, how can Chinese get rich off us? If we're poor, how can the Arabs get rich off us? If we're poor, how can the European Jews get rich off us? We ain't poor, we got a poor mentality. We ain't poor, we got a poor mentality. Black people are 2 trillion. We're the richest group of blacks in the world. We're only 50 million strong, but we're the richest group of blacks in the world. 2019 is the year of African resurrection.
And you heard it right here, Philly Hot Radio. That was the voice of Dr. Umar Johnson, who blessed us with his presence. And he's wearing that Garvey sweatshirt. And
shout out to RBGTs from Phoenix. Make sure y'all go on the website. RBGTs out of Phoenix. Brother Henry, Sister Shalana. They gifted me this at my last lecture of 2013. December 30th, I spoke in Dallas, Texas at the Texas Theater. Same place, James Earl Ray. Not James Earl Ray. Who was the guy who allegedly murdered President Kennedy? James Earl Ray was king. Who killed Kennedy? Jack Ruby killed the killer who killed Kennedy. And I can't remember his name. But that guy who shot, he didn't really do it. But the guy they say shot Kennedy hid out in the Texas Theater. And that's why I did my last lecture of 2013. And one of the vendors was RBGTs, a brother and sister out of Phoenix. They drove up to Texas and they gave me the Garvey. So shout out to the RBGTs. And those Nat Turner hoodies is coming back soon because I do my own I am Nat Turner.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
Okay.
One time I was in the airport, white man walked up to me. He said, "Are you really Nat Turner?" I said, "Damn straight. You gonna try me, cracker? Damn straight. I'm gonna eat your ass up in this airport. Yeah, I'm Nat Turner." They always want to test us because they're not used to black men being unapologetic.
Right.
They're not used. We're very beta male-ish now. Very beta male-ish now. You walk into most of our universities, you go to most of our politicians, you look at most of our pastors, there's a softness. I'm not saying they're homosexual, but there's a softness in their demeanor. We got to bring that hard backbone back because our women and our children need it.
You know, Brother Umar, I was about to let you go, but it brings up a pet peeve. Another
Sure.
pet peeve. This is
Sure.
pet peeve number 2. Greek letter societies.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I said something on Facebook. I said, and somewhere in Greece, are there a bunch of Greek people wearing African dashikis with African?
No one imitates another culture. However, in partial defense of the Greek fraternities, I believe they grew out of a need for the black intelligentsia to disguise its agenda to help black folks. Remember now, the Masons are the fathers of the Greeks. And the first black Mason was a Pan-Africanist, Prince Hall. The Masonry was originally for blacks, another route to assist our brothers who were above ground, below ground. But I would agree with you that I think that our Divine Nine have gotten far away from their original function. I think the black Greek societies could do a lot of good. And I think there are some chapters that are in fact doing good things. But I concur with you. There needs to be a revolution in consciousness amongst the Divine Nine. Because represented in that group are a lot of powerful black folks. And if they could just conscientize their agenda, the Divine Nine could save black America if they wanted to. Black Greek lettered fraternities and sororities could save us if they wanted to. The problem is, so many of them are members of the black bourgeoisie organized against us.
I'm so waiting for African Letter Society.
There is one. There's one, Bowie State University in Maryland. They started an African-centered secret society.
Okay.
Yes.
That's what
And they're using African symbols in the whole nine.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yes, sir. You got a couple of them popping
It's
up.
that time.
It's that time. It's that time.
Time to stop calling ourselves other things. I'm not hating, you know,
Right.
that's where
But
you
the
are.
first Greeks were black. We were the first to settle in civilized Greece. So the first Greeks were black. But to your point, most of the Greek lettered fraternities don't know that. They're not imitating us. They're imitating the Europeans. But again, I understand the clandestine and strategic reason for why they're blending in with the letters. Because the art of war is deception. So if you're going to call yourself a Greek, make good by doing something for your people so we can understand why you're disguised as a Greek. That's all. Like I hear black people say, no black man should be a cop. No black person should be in the FBI. No black person should be in Homeland Security. No black person should be a Republican. I don't agree. The white man has infiltrated every black organization, every black major movement, right?
Right.
You got to have spies. Intelligence is critical. You can't plan without it. The problem is when we become police, we got to stay loyal. Bring the information back. When we go to the U.S. Congress, stay loyal. Bring the information back. If you're going to be FBI, stay loyal. Call me up. Dr. Umar, you don't even know me. You don't even know who I am. But I'm an FBI agent. This is what they're up to right now. You follow what I'm saying? Just bring up, because I get bougie blacks to say, I can't do what you do, Doc. They'll kill me. I'm too high up. You ain't got to do what I do. Just give me the intelligence, brother. Let us know so we can plan. I'll give you an example. Right now, they're gentrifying black America, right?
Right.
I grew up in North Philly, 8th and Susquehanna. White folks is buying up North Philly like it's no tomorrow.
Eating it up.
I don't blame Daryl Clark and Kenyatta Johnson and all the other blacks on City Hall for the takeover. I don't blame them for the real estate takeover. I blame them for not telling us. I blame them for not preparing us. And Kenyatta's a friend of mine. We went to college together. I blame them for not telling us. I know you can't stop it, but at least tell the hood, y'all better buy up everything y'all can find. Because soon when 2000 gets here, they coming to take it all back. If we would have knew that, we would have been prepared. The problem with the black bourgeoisie, they're not preparing us to protect our interests. And that's why they're guilty.
Good point. Good point. Brother Umar, we thank you again. Didn't I tell y'all, did not Philly Hot listeners, didn't I tell you we was headed for some stimulating conversations?
You sure did.
I told you.
You sure did.
I prophesied
Won't be
that.
going to sleep up here.
So look, I want y'all to listen to what you heard. Whether you agree or disagree, whatever, but listen.
Yeah.
Listening.
And they don't have to be robots. I want to be clear. I don't speak for people to agree with me. I know it's the truth, but I don't need them to know it's the truth. My job when I do an interview is to stimulate you to think independently for yourself. To not just go along with what CNBC says, what CNN says, what Donald Trump says. My job is to create independent thinkers. We don't have to agree on everything. We just have to agree on certain things. Independent thought is what I'm looking to create. And an independent thinker cannot be a robot. So I'm not looking to make robots.
Right, well, there you go, Philly Hot Radio listeners. Thank you, Sony of the Sony Show. Thank you again, Dr.
Thank you
Umar.
so much, Dr. Umar.
Always stimulating. But we're gonna go ahead and play something for you guys. You've been blessed. You've been. Go ahead and do your research. Go ahead and get into your closets and do your contemplation and all of that. And decide what you want to do to enhance our struggle. And we're gonna play something good for you. You got my music.
Oh, I keep forgetting.
My song's not gonna play?
Yeah, I told you I left it in Hong Kong. They said they was gonna send it over to Germany.
Well, you won't be listening to my music. You'll be listening to a facsimile
No, it's
there.
coming. It said it take about 3 months for me to get it. They got to Canada, Russia, and then head over.
I just get a feeling my song will never play, so I'm just gonna submit on that. 5 o'clock. Make sure you in the house. phillyhotradio.com. www.phillyhot2ts.com. Peace.
My God.
Okay, great.